So just in the past few days, we've seen multiple, I think at least a dozen now, swattings across the United States targeting right-wing influencers or conservative media, however you want to portray it. We have this trending a thread on X. Swatting spree targets conservative media personalities. Multiple conservative media personalities, including Gunther Eagleman, Cat Turd. Yes, that is a right, or that is a conservative personality. Yes, his name is Cat Turd. John Farash, Nick Sortor have reported being victims of swatting, where false emergency calls were made, leading to police raids at their homes. These incident reports, part of what appears to be a coordinated effort, prompted a response from the FBI, led by Director Kash Patel, who announced a crackdown on these swatting calls. The attacks have raised concerns about the safety of public figures and the misuse of emergency services. Now, I'm sure the majority of you watching this video know exactly what a swatting is, but for those of you that don't, I will briefly explain what it is. Essentially, someone obtains your address or your family member's address or a property that you own, and they call in to the local authorities of that area and make a false call that is extremely serious, like a hostage situation, or you've already ended the lives of people and you're armed and dangerous, sort of thing, which prompts a very strong police response where they come in guns blazing, safety's off. They come in hot. They come in hot and they expect a fight. So when you do that, like me, I'm just sitting here recording videos. Even though I'm in California, I do have firearms. If someone were to break into my home unannounced, I might react a certain way, not knowing it's police, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong just sitting here talking to a camera. But that's essentially what a swatting is. They send in the police based on a false pretense to try and get you harmed. So we have this from it's called. We've been seeing this the past few days, and a lot of people have been targeted in this. Keep in mind, when someone does this, they are trying to get you hurt, if not killed. This is not something to joke about. This is very serious. You should never do this to someone. Excuse me. We have this from Director Kash Patel, which let me just pull this up here. I want to address the alarming rise in swatting incidents targeting media figures. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. I want to address the alarming rise in swatting incidents targeting media figures. The FBI is aware of this dangerous trend, and my team and I are already taking action to investigate and hold those responsible accountable. This isn't about politics. Weaponizing law enforcement against any American is not only morally reprehensible, but also endangers lives, including those of our officers. That will not be tolerated. We are fully committed to working with local law enforcement to crack down on these crimes. More updates to come. So yeah. No, when you do this, this puts people's lives in danger, and you're also you're what's called, you're diverting resources from the city. If you live in a small town and they have to send in a massive police presence, well, those police aren't in other places that they might be needed. So you're diverting resources, and you could be getting people hurt. This could be leading. This could lead to people getting hurt, even besides the person that you're swatting. This could lead to people getting hurt from robberies and all kinds of other incidents where the police cannot be right now because they think something more serious is going on. Because if you don't know this, I mean, even I have an anecdotal example. The one car accident I've ever been in, it was a little bit of a fender bender. Someone brake checked me. We ended up having the police called because the guy was being very aggressive. I didn't want to communicate with him. We just needed a middleman to exchange information. The police ended up leaving early mid transition because there was a more important call. When they have a list, they have a tier. When a call reaches a certain tier, they drop everything else. If they're at a traffic stop, I'm sure some of you have maybe experienced this. You're at a traffic stop and they're like, "Oh, you're off you get off with a slap on the wrist," because the cop ends up seeing someone doing a worse crime, or they get a call that something else is happening, and they drop everything. So when you call in a serious swatting, they drop everything and go to that. So you could be diverting resources, absolutely. But some of the people, I don't think I have all of them listed here, but I'm going to go through the statements by some of the people that have been swatted. Let's see. I have Cat Turds pulled up right here. Let's just pull him up. So he's a conservative influencer. I was just swatted again for the 4th time. As I tweeted earlier, I live in the middle of nowhere and know all the cops here. Because of the past swattings, they knew what it was immediately and just called me and sent one officer who I just had a great conversation with. Really nice guy. I have the number they called from and will turn all of the info over to the FBI today. My last 2 swatters are sitting in prison right now. This new one will be joining them soon. Oh yeah, never shutting up, and this doesn't faze me one bit. Yes, this I believe crimes like this should be prosecuted as attempted murder. If seriously, if you don't know what a swatting is, just like look up videos about a swatting. I'm not going to show them on my video here today. I just want to go through the statements of the people that were swatted. So that was Cat Turd statement, Gunther Eagleman. I don't know Gunther Eagleman personally, but he's a political commentator, America First, MAGA, Trump supporter, unfiltered. The gloves are off. First off, my family is safe. My house was just swatted. Some ignorant fuck called in a fake hostage situation. Fortunately, I have good relations with law enforcement and extra patrols will be added. I don't tolerate threats and will find the culprit. This was their worst mistake. And then he also said here, we have one hell of a SWAT unit out here. Thankful for their commitment to ensuring safety and glad they quickly understood what happened. Whoever did this, you effed around. Now it's time to find out. Again, the people that are orchestrating these attacks need to be brought to heel. They need to be charged with, like, whatever they could be charged with. Attempted murder, just throw the book at them. Yes, my family, this is from Joe Pags Pagalero. I don't know who this is either, but he looks like he's another political commentator. Yes, my family and I were just swatted. This is how it went down, including the video I saw on my front door camera at 2:35 a.m. How would you have reacted? This has to stop. And then it's a 10-minute video. You can go check that out on Twitter if you want. Let's see. What is this? Okay, I think it's a separate incident, separate swatting incident. Next person, we have Sean Farash. My wife and I were swatted tonight. We are totally safe. Thank you to everyone who checked in. We are going to do whatever is necessary to find out who is behind these coordinated attacks and hold them accountable to the fullest extent. Thank you all for the support. Yes, support the people however you can that have been experiencing these swattings.
Hey guys, it's Sean, my wife Brennan, and just wanted to give you guys an update. We did just get swatted here in Tennessee. The officers said they received a phone call that somebody murdered somebody in the house and was planning a suicide by cop. So I received the call with that information. We cooperated with police. They were very nice.
They were actually very nice.
Very, very nice. They were not aware that this was going on across the country. Was that, how did you feel about that? What was going through your head when you saw officers in the backyard with guns?
I was shaking. I was terrified. I was the only one awake. He was asleep.
Yeah.
And they were just pointing their guns into the house, and it.
So yeah, very scary situation. And C. Noski or Chris from the Quiet Part Pod, friend of the show, he was on Tim Pool last night. Great episode. I'd suggest you go and watch that. Timcast IRL. They had him on friend of the show. He even asked the question, well, what does someone like him do, Chris, who's not a big channel, who could experience a swatting like this? And Tim brings up the point, if you are afraid of being swatted in situations like this, like I may need to even consider this, you need to call your local law enforcement, let them know, hey, I have a small following, just to let you know there are swattings going around the country that are happening. And then if they don't know what a swatting is, just briefly explain it to them and let them be aware of what's going on. That way you protect yourself and you protect your family. Because when the SWAT comes breaking in, they don't always have time to announce themselves. Like if you're right at the front door and they bust that door down, you might react in a certain way. You might have your cell phone in your hand or something. They don't know what it is. They get a call saying you're planning suicide by cop. They're going to react. And you can't fault them for it entirely. So definitely a scary situation. You should not be joking around with this stuff, guys. Nick Sortor. Nick Sortor is the next one. Chase Geyser, who I believe another political commentator. He's actually from InfoWars. So InfoWars just had that reporter that was murdered recently, and then we also have this that happened within. So he was swatted twice within 12 hours. I was just swatted again moments ago, just before 2 a.m. 6 to 8 police officers used a PA system to call me by name and order me to walk out of my house. I was handcuffed in the middle of the street, presumably at gunpoint, though I couldn't tell because of the light being shined in my face. I was then led into the house where my wife was woken up, and we were informed that they received a call someone pretending to be me and threatened to kill my family. And then again, so this is March 12th, 2025. Swatted for a second time in 12 hours. Here's the video, and then he has some videos showing the SWAT appearing at his house. And yeah, guys, this is not a joke. And with the with the technology improving with AI and stuff like that, it won't be long before people start calling in threats to the police using your voice. It is not hard, especially for someone that makes videos like myself. It is not hard to take the audio from my videos, put them into an AI generator, and then copy my voice from the AI. Eventually, they'll be able to do it with everybody. So the stuff like this needs to start getting cracked down on, because if people are allowed to do this and there's no repercussions, it's only going to get worse. Lastly, this is the last one I have pulled up. Let me just pull this original one up. Both my dad and my sister were swatted tonight. A dozen cops attempted to kick my dad's door in at gunpoint. This is literal effing terrorism, and the FBI should treat it as such. Before calling in the SWAT, the dumb-ish sent my sister an email calling me a Nazi, of course, so the motive is clear. In my dad's case, the caller told police my dad was killing my entire family, requiring them to intervene with deadly force. This is nothing short of attempted murder. They wanted the police to kill my father. Unfortunately for the swatter, I will not stop, I will not shut up, and you will not win. If anything, my family is behind me even more than they were before, because they just got a first-hand look at the forces I'm fighting with on a daily basis. Your hate fuels me. I'm over the target. As President Trump says, fight, fight, fight. And then, let's see. What is this screenshot here? Subject, your brother Nick Sortor. So this is the email his sister was sent. Why is your brother basically a Nazi? Is he just a dude who can't hack it in life, so he got a real estate license, and now his personality is being a piece of ish? Do your parents not care, or do they want, or are they where he gets this insanity from? And then it's a screenshot. Melania Trump is what a real first lady looks like, not a power-hungry witch like Jill Biden. Make Melania first lady again. This was before the election, it looks like. Which I don't know how that has anything to do with being a Nazi. Obviously, the person that did this is completely unhinged. You would have to be unhinged to do something like this. Libs of TikTok, this is terrorism. They need to be arrested. Absolutely, this is terrorism. This is violence based on politics. That's the definition of terrorism. The FBI has to act. This is happening far too often, and it's just going to get worse. Please, Director Kash Patel, let's crack down on this in a very public way. I'm all in. So then, so there were people trying to come to the defense of the swatter. So if your dad had died because of you, you wouldn't have taken any responsibility. You're asking for illegals to have their doors kicked in when that friendly fire also happens to Americans who look like you. You're not a victim. You are the reason. Stop playing victim. Illegals breaking into the country and being harbored by people here, or hiding in houses that they shouldn't even be living in, is totally irrelevant. This is totally irrelevant. This is a direct attack. You're calling in a swatting on someone, lying to the police about what's happening to prompt a deadly response. So this absolute buffoon is making a stupid argument. I sincerely hope this guy never experiences what Nick Sortor and his family have had to experience, along with the other commentators. And I'm not being sarcastic. This piece of shit should not have to endure what Nick Sortor and everyone else endured. No one should. But you are still a piece of shit. So if my dad would have been killed last night after these pieces of shit swatted him, it would have been my fault simply because they don't like what I post. This is the logic of the radical left. This is what we're up against. These people are beyond sick. And I think that's a great way to end the video there. Absolutely disgusting. And again, support these people however you can with these swattings and stuff like that. Something needs to be done, and the book needs to be absolutely chucked at them. But again, I'm going to go ahead and just cue the outro. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video today. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to support me and support what I do, make sure you hit that like button, thumbs up, whatever you're watching from. If you are watching me from YouTube, go over to Rumble. If you're watching me from Rumble, go over to YouTube. Up to you. Always appreciate the extra follow. You could also follow me on X at Tyler Today News, or at Tyler Rittenhour, which is my full name. Tyler Today News, YouTube. Tyler Today News, Rumble. Or if you want to go ahead and watch me over on Twitch for when I stream. I also stream at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, but I do stream from all three platforms. I just stream on Twitch as well, just to, have my name out there on Twitch as well. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.
you.